Another interesting thing could be that a lot of people expect quick results just because they really think that they cannot really afford to have a lot of time dedicated to any particular effort. So instead what they want to do is they really want to get something done right now and expect immediate results. This instant gratification, yes, it's more of a psychological nature rather than just a reasonable investment of their time and energy to get something out of their own effort. This should be also taken into consideration dealing with people who do expect quick results, but you cannot really reason with them by saying that there's a certain considerable amount of time that needs to be spent to assure that this result is achieved. People would rather go back and say look, okay, I can understand, I can go with you just 1 mile at a time or just 1 mile, and then I just don't have the energy needed to complete the journey. So whatever you can do, whatever you may do, you've got this ego component, you've got the psychological state, you've got the emotional state. You cannot really bend their will in your favor to tell them that you can prove that staying focused as long as it is needed to get the result sought is the only way. If you stop in midway, then none of that is relevant, none of that sticks. So I did explain it to some of the people, and they said, look, the moment we go through this, yeah, we can only spare this much time. Look, we're not talking about months and weeks and just a matter of hours. It's just a little over 1 hour in maybe 3-4 sessions. And people are not even prepared to have that much time. So I say, well, let's take that amount of time and compare it with sitting before a television set or spending that time online. What do you get out of it? Other than distraction, maybe spike in dopamine, that's it. But here, once you focus on doing something specific, it does have a specific outcome for you that you will feel, and you will not be able to emulate it with anything else. So that's how you kind of reason with people who tell them okay, you always look for options, that there are cheaper options, quicker options, more interesting options, less interesting options. Whichever way you look, no matter how hard you try to come up with a one silver bullet option. Yes, it does exist. In certain instances, very few though, it may work, but not when we're dealing with the human psyche, we're dealing with the emotional state, we're dealing with lots of other things. You cannot really apply this method because it just doesn't work. So given this, people need to understand that what you're trying to do with them is an equivalent of months of therapy. It's all this time over the stretch of months is compressed in minutes, and the result is pretty much the same. So people don't really understand that.